Hey Rhody, I'm Elise Major.
And I'm Jenna Kaplan, and this is Hey Rhody Weekly, where we bring the pages of our magazines to life.
This week we're going to be talking about who to watch,
A farmer's market in South County,
and some healing experiences for the new year.
All that and more coming up, so stay tuned.
So this January, our cover story around the state is who to watch, and it's kind of a big deal because this has been a long-time feature just for Providence Monthly, but for the first time ever this year, it's going to be across all 4 of our magazines, which also meant the pool of talent went statewide.
So for this show, for the next, 4 weeks, we'll be kind of going over 2 of the candidates each on each show, give them a little bit of highlight and a little bit of background. And this week we're talking about Brianna Duffy and Chris Marcella. So Brianna Duffy, along with her partner David, run High Society. So they're a business that most of their focus is on kind of lifting the stigma around marijuana use now that it's legal in Rhode Island, and there's a lot of other vices that are very normal for people. You think about going into a liquor store, anybody showing up to any holiday or birthday party or whatever with booze or beer or wine or what have you. It's a totally normal thing, and their big focus is around kind of normalizing it a little bit more, getting away from all the stereotypes. They bought a bus and you can rent it to put at different functions. So you have a marijuana friendly area at the function that's kind of separate and enclosed, kind of akin to how you used to have like the smoker's box back in the days, where you'd kind of give people a place to go that wasn't, intermingling with everybody else. But at the same time, normalizing it a bit for everybody. I got a chance to meet Brianna, and she's a big personality. She's really, really nice. She's a great person. And her full story is in the magazine in January. And then the other person we're going to talk about today is Chris Marcella. His family owns Marcella Development Group. And they've been really big in Providence for large developments and kind of city renewal. And one of their big projects is Track 15, which is taking over the old, Elise, do you know the name of the train station?
Providence train station?
Yeah, the old train station in Providence, and turning it into a food hall, which has been 5 years in the making. And we're actually going to be having our event at Track 15 come April, where we'll get to celebrate everybody involved and see one of the things that Chris and his family have been striving toward for 5 years. So they are making big strides in kind of bringing the community of Providence together, bringing out new facets of the city, making it easier for small business. He has a lot of stuff on his plate, and I think he's going to be doing really big things. And Track 15 looks beautiful.
Oh yeah, and Chris has been, he and his family have been doing amazing things for the city for years. But I feel like with Track 15 opening, I feel like this is like his big year, and
yeah.
I feel like I'm so excited that he's part of our Who to Watch group. It just seems like the perfect fit.
Oh, for sure. And it's like having a brand new, really big, beautiful place open is like an embodiment of something new happening for the city. And because it's so centrally located, and it helps, I can't remember how many, there's a whole bunch of restaurants that are inside of the food hub, and it helps them and get their presence out there in a new location. It's a huge thing for the city, I think. And like we said, this is in our January publications, in all 4 of them, whether you like Providence Monthly, Rhode Island, The Bay, or Hey Rhody, and you can pick it up and read their full stories. And also, you'll find the ad for the party in there, and you can get tickets for April's party.
It's going to be fun.
Rhode Islanders, is your home ready for winter? Rhode Island Energy is offering no-cost home energy assessments to help you prepare for the cold months ahead. In just 2 hours, an expert energy specialist will evaluate your home. In addition to personalized energy efficiency recommendations, you may receive no-cost energy-saving devices like thermostats, up to 100% off approved insulation upgrades, no-cost air sealing to eliminate drafts, big rebates on high-efficiency heating equipment, or 0% financing options for improvements. Start saving energy and money before winter comes. Call 1-888-633-7947 to schedule your no-cost home energy assessment. Visit rienergy.com/saveathome to learn more, or go to the link in our description.
So for people who like to shop fresh and local at farmers markets all year long, there are still wintertime farmers markets, including one in South Kingstown at URI in Kingston. And what I think is really cool about this market is a lot of vendors from all around the state end up at this one in the wintertime. So it could be like, beef from Portsmouth in the East Bay. There's a lot of growers in Scituate, the northern part of the state. They all end up here, which is every Saturday morning. It's indoors on the URI campus. And it just seems really cool. There's also like an alpaca farmer that sells, sweaters and mittens and things like that.
Oh, I think so. I used to go to URI for undergrad, and they would kind of do like farmers markets like that, but not in the winter. But so it's exciting that now it is.
Yeah, it is really cool. And it's all at this, hall that's there. So it's indoors, there's parking. Again, set your alarm clock early if you're like me, who can sleep away a Saturday, but get there. I think it's open from 9 to 12 or something like that. And the article was also written and photographed by a first-time contributor who I actually met at in Connecticut. So her name is Morgan Rizzo, and she did a great job with this, and it's a really fun read and definitely makes you want to go.
I mean, I always want to go shopping, so.
Go shopping. Get some alpaca, mittens, some meat, some veggies.
What more could you need?
I know. Bring home a whole dinner. Oh, there's also the place that does the beef. They'll have like a stew cooking, I think, to entice you with the aromas. So you can be shopping for your own little fresh dinner to make on a cozy January night. It's all in the latest issue of So Rhode Island, January. Check it out.
So with the new year, one of the biggest trends is really health and wellness and different ways to kind of take care of yourself. And I know that we have a story about it in which magazine? Hey
All
Rhody,
the magazines.
All of them.
Yeah, all the features feature different places regionally, East Bay, South County, Providence, the statewide kind of stuff I think is in Cranston, about these different sort of holistic treatments that you can get. And what's very cool about these articles is they were all written in the first person by our contributor, Emily Olson. So she experienced these things, which really it's like a whole different perspective. Instead of just reading like an outline of, you can get this and that, she talks about having these services performed or these techniques or whatever. And it just kind of makes you, take a second look and be like, oh, that's really cool. Kind of like a restaurant experience, but with these holistic therapies, which was really interesting because it was very personal. Even one where she mentions that she had to reach for the box of tissues, because it sort of brought out these different, emotional elements. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say, hearing about it, I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'd be into it, but I have actually kind of experienced one, and similar to Emily, I was like, why am I crying right now? It's like you wouldn't expect it.
No, and it happens, and you're there, and it's, it releases something. It's almost embarrassing, but of course the person who's performing the treatment is like, oh, this happens all the time, as you sort of pull yourself together.
Yeah, blowing your nose.
Yeah, like a massage. You could get a massage and start crying. It happens, So it's really interesting.
I think what's cool about the way we did it this time is that because they're full features, it's not just like a quick article or a listicle or anything like that. Let the writer kind of dive deep into 4 different things, and she did a good job of like picking very different types of treatment and things to do. Like, just for example, the Providence Monthly one is like local experts' methods for attaining personal balance in the new year. So it's not just like, oh, eat healthier, go to the gym. It's a little more in-depth and picking up on a certain topic and letting you kind of get in-depth again. I'll say that twice. Letting you kind of really get into it and learn more about it.
Yeah, they've been sticking with me. I've been thinking about them, so I'm glad that we did it this way instead of like, sometimes it's like, as soon as I walked into the spa, all my cares disappeared.
Yeah.
Like, this is more like after that, or, so they're really good articles. Check them out.
The bane of our existence, the intro.
Tall drink of water. I feel like I'm almost doing a parody right now. I'm like,
you're like, and the beef?
And the beef is lit.
Where's the beef?
First
try.
Jingoes!